Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome back to Fair Fight, North Carolina. Once again, I'm honored to be joined by Mr. Scott Peoples. A lot of different things happening in the world, but we want to focus real quick on the major event internationally, and that is Russia, Ukraine, and the negotiations, lack thereof, and the different movements that we're seeing, and how it affects people actually in North Carolina. So,
Yep.
Scott, what are your thoughts on what you've been seeing?
Yeah, thanks, Bobby. Yeah, first with the scene from Alaska last Friday with the summit between Trump and Putin. The first thing that stuck out, just from the military perspective, that I just can't shake that photo of the active duty troops rolling out the red carpet for the Russian plane for Vladimir
Yep.
Putin, which is already being used as Russian propaganda on their state TV and online around the world. The fact that whoever okayed that from the Pentagon all the way down to the unit chain of command is just mind-boggling that they would not see that this was going to be used as propaganda. So that was pretty shameful from the military perspective, and then having the flyover and bringing out all the stops to welcome a war criminal was not surprising, but still jarring to think, just 10 years ago that this would have even been a thing. I know I'm a former Republican. I was a John McCain Republican, and
Mm,
a man who's got a street named after him in Kiev. To
yep.
now think what the Republican Party's become was really just that was the initial jarring, the optics of it, and then to compare it with, President Zelensky showing up, not getting the
Hmm.
red carpet treatment. I
Right.
know this is all planned. I think MAGA's trolling, Ukraine a little bit, but then the fact that the entire European leadership basically had to come with Zelensky so he wouldn't be bullied in the Oval Office like he was last time is another just thing 10 years
Mm,
ago. This would never be that. Basically, Europe is the one coming to make sure America doesn't sell out a democratic ally and, make him to force him to take a bad deal where he's got to sell a bunch of his land and sell out his own
hmm.
people. So, which is still, I mean, where it's going, who knows? But I have a feeling Trump would be very happy for Zelensky to agree to give up large chunks of his country and displace hundred thousands more of his people. So we'll see where the negotiations lead, but just a shameful way to go about it.
And then he'll tout himself as a deal maker and will advocate once again for the Nobel Peace Prize. I think you put it in very proper perspective. We watched in a very short period of time the United States literally roll out the red carpet for someone who has been condemned by the entire world. And then to have all of Europe show up in Washington, D.C., and to be treated way more adversarial
Yeah.
than Putin was. And then, even when the meeting was winding down, President Trump saying that he has to go call Putin.
Right.
I'm just trying to understand this, and people want to talk about politics left, right. No, explain to me, like I'm a 5 year old,
Right.
how the president of the United States is doing that with the leader of Russia. It's mind boggling to me that that happened.
No, and then he was caught on a hot mic saying Putin really wants to make a deal for me because we're buddies, basically. Like, I mean, he's just, Putin's a former KGB agent. He's a brilliant
Hmm.
mastermind when it comes to propaganda and manipulating
Hmm.
people. And, Trump is his number one target, and it's bad for the democratic world. But in North Carolina, I wanted to shout out a fantastic organization
Hmm.
called Ukrainians in the Carolinas. You can go to ukrainiansinthecarolinas.org. It's an organization out here that I've done some work with and events with, and they're a group of people started by Ukrainian families that have lived in North Carolina and have
Hmm.
relatives and family members out in Ukraine, and they send them care packages and medical supplies and write notes, and then just in North Carolina, it's a community for these people. So I encourage everyone to go to their website and either join their community or donate for them. It would be awesome.
That would be awesome. So please support them. Support. Ukraine however we can as an American people, despite what it seems like our leadership may be doing. The war that they're fighting is righteous. They're fighting for survival. They're fighting for democracy. And I think it's just something that we as Americans can do to support them.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, thanks, Scott, once again for joining us. We'll keep up what's going on in North Carolina. Plenty of other stories to talk about that we'll get to, but we just wanted to address the international story of the week. Thanks, everyone.